A close friend of mine, who is a reliable person, a trustworthy person, told me a story that happened to his father. They lived in Eretz Yisrael in Kfar Chabad. And his father was going to the Rebbe for Tishrei Tovshin Chov Beis. Before he left, the members of the Anhola, the Reshet, which is the Lubavitcher schools in Eretz Yisrael, came to his house and asked him to ask the Rebbe certain questions about things that has to do with the Reshet, the way things should be run in the Reshet. The reason they came to ask him, because he was known to have a very good memory, so they assumed that he'll remember the questions, remember the answers, etc., etc. And he told them that he would do that. When he came to 770, came the time to go into Yechidus, he wrote up 2 papers. One paper he wrote with questions that they told him to write about the Reshet, and a separate paper with his personal questions. And he was waiting to go into Yechidus. Yechidus was stretching out, and it was getting late. It was getting ready towards the morning. So they came out from Maskirus, and they said, there's still a lot of people who have to go in, and it's late already. So they said like this, please, all those who have 2 pages, please change it, shorten it to make 1 page. If you have 1 page, please shorten it to make a half a page, because it's very late. So this guy says, my father, who is a Kabbalah Selnik, disciplined, listened. So he decided out of the 2 pages, he's only going to give the Rebbe 1. And he decided he's going to give the Rebbe the page with the questions about the Reshet. And the other one, which the personal questions, he will not give to the Rebbe. So what he did was, he put it into a Sefer HaMaimorim that he was learning before he went into Yechidus, and put it on top of Doron Kodesh in Shul in 770 upstairs. And in his hand, he had the paper with the questions about the Reshet. When his turn came to go into Yechidus, he went into Yechidus, and he gave the Rebbe this page with the questions about the Reshet. That's all. The other one he didn't give the Rebbe because he had put it away. The Rebbe looked at the paper and started answering him the questions that he wrote about his personal things. He wondered, how is the Rebbe doing that when the questions that he wrote about himself were not given to the Rebbe? So he thought, maybe by mistake, he did give the Rebbe that page instead of the page he meant to give, which is the Reshet. So he bent over the Rebbe's table in Yechidus, and he saw that he didn't make a mistake. The paper the Rebbe was holding was the page with the questions about the Reshet. And nevertheless, the Rebbe answered him in the order of the way he wrote the other zettel with the questions about his own personal things. That's a great surprise that the Rebbe was answering the other zettel, even though the zettel that he gave in was about the Reshet. Came to the Fabrengen Simchas Torah. The Rebbe in one of the sichos was talking about chinuch. And in that sicha, the Rebbe started saying things which answered the questions about the Reshet, which was the other zettel which he gave to the Rebbe, but the Rebbe never answered. And the Rebbe started talking things which answered the questions that he wrote in the zettel about Reshet. He got so mevulvel that he pushed fainted. They took him out from the Fabrengen because he fainted. And when he came to himself, he came back in. But in the meantime, he missed part of the Sikha. So he asked later Rabbi Leibel to chazer him that part of the Sikha. Rabbi Leibel, the chazer, chazer to him the Sikha. So he got the point of the Sikha also. But here we see very clearly that when you can go into Yechidus, the Rebbe reads more than what you wrote. Like in this case, that he gave the zettel with the questions of the Reshet, and the other zettel which he wrote thinking to give in did not give in, and the Rebbe answered those questions. That shows how the Rebbe looks at things and what the Rebbe sees when you go into Yechidus.